I guess Pulaski coming back with another review. This one is of Bill Condon's The Fifth Estate. I know, I apologize dearly, guys. I haven't been uploading video reviews in a while. I haven't been shooting video reviews in a while for a lot of reasons. One, I want to say I want to. Let's take a minute and talk about this. One, I do want to shoot more video reviews, okay? But I apologize. Like, the ones that I haven't gotten around to shooting yet, and I'm probably not, to be honest with you, are like Gravity and Captain Phillips, some of the best films of the year that I haven't gotten around to shoot. But I mean, I usually see movies on Saturday, and Saturday is my busiest day of the week because I see a movie. I wake up very early. I watch Real Time with Bill Maher. Okay, this is my schedule. Go to a movie, come back, write the review. Usually I don't get home till like 1:40 now, or like 1:40, almost 2 o'clock. But I mean now I've actually got a lot of time now. And then I go to work at 3. So then I write the review and I get home. Then I go to work at 3. So I really don't have a lot of time. And then I'm at work till 11 at night. So I mean I have a really busy schedule on Saturday. So I don't always get to shoot video reviews. The last video I uploaded was a Steve Pulaski Tries It video, which you guys will see as well. I will be doing a Lay's chips sampler within hopefully this weekend if I can get it uploaded. If not, I'll do it during the week. It's going to be a video review of the Lay's barbecue chips, the Lay's Flamin' Hot chips, and the Lay's salt and vinegar chips. Okay, I'm going to be doing like a sampler review. So that's a Tries It, and it's going to be the first food review Tries It video that I've ever done. So I'm very excited about how that's going to work out. But anyway, though, I dearly apologize though for not doing these video reviews. I got The Fifth Estate, which I'm about to review right now. I have Bad Grandpa, which I just came back from seeing a little while ago, and the video review is going to hopefully be on Influx. And then I got 12 Years a Slave tomorrow, and that review will be on Influx too. So hopefully I can get all these video reviews done, and I'll be caught up because I am behind. Not to mention I was sick for a lot of the time a couple weeks ago. I was sick like not this week, but last week, and then I'm still getting better right now. I still have kind of a cough or whatnot, so it's just been a little bit difficult for me these last few days. Anyway, The Fifth Estate stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Daniel Bruhl, who's currently in the movie Rush that's out now, which I'm surprised did not get a lot of didn't get a lot of viewership. I mean, I was kind of surprised by that with, Chris Hemsworth being such a popular star and everything. I was very surprised that it did not get a lot of viewership, you know what I mean? But I think if it gets some Oscar nominations, they're going to have to put it back out in theaters. That's what they did with Life of Pi. Argo was kept in theaters because, I mean, it came out right around the time in October, and it was doing very well, so they kept it in theaters. Then they made it longer, so that was in theaters till, January of last year, or of January of this year, so it was in theaters for, several months. So I think they might have to do that with Rush. But, I mean, anyway, The Fifth Estate will not be kept in theaters very long, will not receive any Oscar nominations, and will likely fade from the minds of many people after 10 minutes of seeing it. But it's not a bad movie. It's just a very bland movie, and it's a very forgettable movie, and it's a very specific movie to dismiss, I guess you would say. I'm trying to find the right words. Stars Benedict Cumberbatch, okay, who I like. I like him for more than his name. I like his acting style. I've started watching a little bit of Sherlock, the show that he's on. Very good stuff on that show. But, I mean, he plays Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, the popular site that is responsible for leaking a lot of confidential U.S. documents, okay? So it stars him, and he's Julian Assange, and he's trying to, make a lot of this confidential information public. And the way he obtains it, he has a lot of these connections. And he goes with his partner, played by Daniel Bruhl, who, it goes about them, going on all sorts of, different countries and, leaking information and everything and trying to discover it. So it follows that. The film is based off of 2 books written by Daniel Domscheit-Berg, okay? And that's who Daniel Bruhl plays as well. So anyway, though that's pretty much the plot. I don't want to go into too many specifics. I don't want to screw a lot of it up, you know what I mean? I still think that the film has been deemed infactual, okay, which is not my concern as a reviewer, okay? I don't care if a film is factual. It's nice, don't get me wrong, but I don't go to a Hollywood movie expecting it to be factual, okay? That's how I put it, okay? People, when Argo won Best Picture, going back to Argo again, when Argo won Best Picture, beforehand, everybody loved it. Now, when a movie wins Best Picture, now it's your cue to hate it. They're like, oh my god, this movie's horrible, it's so infactual, and I'm like, did you seriously go to a Hollywood movie and expect to be educated? It helps, but I look at a movie in terms of being entertaining. I look at the acting, I look at the cinematography, I look at the writing, the directing. it's nice if a movie's factual, but unless it's like glaringly flawed where it like really rewrites history, you know what I mean? That doesn't, you know what I mean? I kind of stay away from that. My job, I'm not a historian. My job is not to tell you if a movie is factual or not. My job is to tell you if a movie's worth paying $7, $8, $9, $10, $11, $12 for, okay? The Fifth Estate is not a bad movie, okay? But I'm trying to figure out who it appeals to. I wasn't a big follower of WikiLeaks. I paid much more attention to Edward Snowden and that big controversial case, which I think was back in June. I think it had to be in June or something. It was a while ago, now that I think about it, since it's almost November. But the WikiLeaks case, I didn't really pay too much attention to. I watched a documentary on it, the WikiLeaks documentary by Alex Gibney, The We Steal Secrets, the story of WikiLeaks. I watched that back in June as well. So, I've kind of been acquainted to the WikiLeaks thing, not entirely, okay? I don't really have much of an opinion on Julian Assange. I like him for some reasons, I don't like him for another, you know what I mean? So, it's very, like, wishy-washy with my opinion. Even, like, you know what I mean? I see him as, like, bold, but I mean, like, when you ask if, like, he's traitorous, he is traitorous like, Edward Snowden is traitorous in the regard that he went against the NSA policy, but I don't see him as a personal, like, traitor or an enemy, you know what I mean? So it's very hard to have an opinion on such whistleblowers. I do have respect for him, though, just for being, you know, just for doing what they do, you know what I mean? Regardless of what it is, I really do have respect in that regard that, like, people like Snowden and Assange throw their entire life away so that people can have access to information, which I think is very cool, though. But anyway, though, Cumberbatch does a very nice job at playing Assange, but the thing when I was going back to was, like, I don't know who this movie is meant for. Because the people who support WikiLeaks are not going to want to watch this. They're going to see it as a bastardized Hollywood version, okay? They really care about their, you know, the factual accuracies of this movie. They don't care. Okay, because this movie's already been lambasted by critics and it's just been, you know, criticized for being infactual. And the people that don't care about WikiLeaks are not going to go watch a movie about it. If they cared, they would be watching the news. And that's another thing, too. When you watch a movie like this, you're almost have a weird experience of deja vu because WikiLeaks was such a covered news story a few years ago, so it's almost like you feel like you've seen the movie. But like I said, I like the acting in it. That's what keeps it together. The movie just is not very compelling to me. It's hard to tell what I didn't like about it. But it gets a little redundant. It kind of gets to be... It's kind of hard to make a movie like this exciting, but I mean, it relatively is, especially when it goes on, like, it's like globe-trotting in the way that, Berg and Assange go from different places and they go to different countries to try and leak the information. That's very interesting because you never know where they're going to go next. But I mean, the issue is it just doesn't have a mindset of who it wants to cater to, okay? And the other thing, I don't know how they're trying to portray Assange here. I've heard a lot of people saying it's horrible, you know what I mean? It's like a really, like Assange even said he didn't want Benedict Cumberbatch to take the role. But I mean, it's also... I've heard people saying that, like, oh, this movie is totally bashing Julian Assange. But then if you watch the trailer looks, and even the movie a little bit, doesn't look like it bashes Assange. To me, at least, it looks like it's being actually kind of factual. All right, not factual. That's a bad word to say. It looks like it's kind of being, you know, like in support of him. You know what I mean? So it's I don't understand what direction the writer and director Bill Condon, I don't think he wrote it, but I don't understand what they're trying to do with Assange, okay? And not to mention the duo themselves, they're never really defined, too. They're just kind of like very vague and very like open characters. I don't know, but honestly, I didn't hate The Fifth Estate. I thought it's at least an interesting movie. I thought I knew it wasn't going to do that well at the box office. It's already geared to be one of the biggest bombs of the year. I knew it wasn't going to do that well. I thought it was stupid that they paid so much money, like I think it was $28 million, how much this movie cost to make a movie like this when there's really not mass appeal for a WikiLeaks movie. I don't think the majority of the public even cares anymore. I think even if the movie got like an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, they still wouldn't be in line to see it. If anything, the movie's a good showcase for Benedict Cumberbatch to a wider audience, but how wide is an audience when the movie made $1 million, just $1 million in opening week? I don't know. All I'm saying is I'm giving Fifth Estate 2.5 out of 4 stars, a C on Influx Magazine's grade. It's alright. It's not something to rush out and go see. It's perfectly fine on a DVD or as a rental or whatever. Bill Condon did direct it, though, and he directed the movie Kinsey about Alfred Kinsey, the sex psychologist. Very good movie. I think I'd suggest you stay home and rent that. That's a very well done movie. Very well done biopic on the man. Excuse me. But anyway, like I said, thank you guys for watching. Sorry about not doing a lot of these video reviews. I'm trying my best over here. But look out for the new Tries It video. I also got a couple other products that hopefully you're going to do a Tries It in the next few days. Watch and sub if you haven't. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.